Virginia is now suing the Biden administration over its reversal of the Donald Trump Remain in Mexico policy. That policy forced migrants to stay in Mexico pending the outcome of their asylum hearings. Imagine that. West Virginia's Attorney General Patrick Morrisey says suspending that policy will allow drug traffickers to flood the country with fentanyl. And that's exactly what happened. Now, over the weekend, the Wire star Michael K. Williams possibly overdosed on that drug. Patrick Morrisey joins us right now. Mr. Attorney General, why target the Remain in Mexico policy to help drug abuse in West Virginia?
Well, in West Virginia, we feel the impact of the immigration debate and open borders most when fentanyl is surging across the borders and it ultimately flows into our state. That's how we see the terrible effects. Most people, when they talk about the raw numbers of undocumented aliens that are coming in. We measure this problem through the amount of fentanyl and illicit drugs that ultimately make their way up to West Virginia. It's a very serious problem that's not being discussed enough.
This is an easy one, guys. Let's dissect what we just saw. The authoritarian Republican bullhorn that is Fox News is doing what it does best. Fanning the flames of the culture war, taking any and every opportunity to stick it to the libs. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jackson White, co-founder and chief of content at Politiscope, and thanks for tuning in again today to TYT. Now, keep in mind that the majority of Fox News viewers only know Michael K. Williams as that black guy from those TV shows. He's a guy that the left seems to be mourning. So let's make a petty example out of him and link this to immigration and the drug trade. Now, let's talk about how shallow and callous of a move this was. Notice that Kilmeade didn't confirm Williams' death as being from fentanyl. And even so, the drug war itself is the source of so many overdoses. The war on drugs is what makes the trade profitable on the black market. And the United States is the #1 buyer of illicit drugs on the planet. And yet, right-wing robots like Brian Kilmeade can only ever blame everybody else. Let's talk about how our free trade agreements make it possible for 18-wheelers filled with cocaine, heroin, meth, and everything else you can imagine to file into the United States undisturbed like kids at the carnival. How is cracking down on immigration gonna stop all those trucks from coming in? Or what about how much the private prison industry profits from laws surrounding the drug trade? How we have more people in prison than any other nation on earth? Or how, despite a decades-long war on drugs, more people are using them now than ever before. Does Brian Kilmeade and Fox News have a problem with all the pharmaceutical companies who advertise on their network on a daily and nightly basis? What about all the people those companies have killed with their products? These people can't stop talking about how dangerous the cartels are, but they refuse to cut off the source of the funding, the drug war, or taxing, legalizing, and regulating drugs. The point is that it's all a sham, a circus to endlessly own the libs and nothing more, while the corporate goons who truly run this country run out the back door with all the money. And millions upon millions of our fellow Americans eat up the poison like candy.